you have something, you might want something to sit up on, like a pillow or a blanket or couch cushion or something like that, so that your hips are a little bit elevated. And then Yin Yoga is a floor practice, so we will be on the floor the entire time. If you want to stay sitting in a chair, you can just modify the poses for sitting in a chair. So when we do breathing, when we do neck stretches, you can try to modify them to make them work for whatever position you're in. And yes, so I will start with a grounding exercise. So get comfortable, find a comfortable seat, sit up tall. You can start closing your eyes or finding a gentle place or a place to fix a gentle gaze on. It could be a couple inches in front of you, or it could be on the wall over your computer or your device. And then sit up tall. Sit like a mountain. You can put a hand on your chest and one on your belly. And just notice your breath. Feel the temperature of it coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. Bring your shoulders back just a little bit to widen your chest and make more room for your air. Root yourself in the senses that you're experiencing right now. So you might notice sounds other than the sound of my voice. What other noises are you hearing in your house right now? Maybe it's raining outside. Maybe you have an animal in your space that's breathing or purring. Whenever your thoughts start going away from you, you can always come back to the sounds you hear, the feeling of the floor or the mat, or the air in your skin. Come back to your senses, come back to your breath. Take one final breath in and sigh it out. Gently open up your eyes and bring your right leg all the way out and your left foot in to your touching your thigh, your right thigh. And this is half butterfly. So full butterfly is like this, where our feet touching, soles of our feet touching. But we're going to do half butterfly right now. And we're going to lift our arms up as we breathe in. And then our left arm is going to come down and rest on our left thigh or knee. And then our right hand is going to come and grab onto the side of our face, our palm. And then our head can come down into our palm. If you want, you can also bring up your right foot. So your foot's still on the floor, but your knee is bent. And then just let your elbow rest on your knee or your thigh. Just above your knee, on your thigh, I should say. And then your head can just be heavy in your hand. Now, in Yin, we take a lot of time in each pose, usually between 2 and 5 minutes, because we're not putting in a lot of effort. We don't want to crank it all. We don't want to feel super uncomfortable. We're looking for a pain, not a pain, sorry. We're looking for a level of intensity that's about 60%. you should notice on the level of kind of feeling something or not feeling anything at all. On a scale of 0 to 10, you should be between a 2 and a 5. So we're opening up the left side of our neck here by letting our foot, our knee, our elbow, and our hand support our head as it comes down. Even breaths in, even breaths out. The left shoulder can open up a little bit more, maybe widen out as your head sinks down into your hand. And slowly use your hand to bring your head back up so it's vertical on top of your body. And then stretch your right leg back out. We're going to do a forward fold over the leg. So you don't have to do very much. You can just kind of inch your hands down your leg, keeping your head upright and breathing as you come down just a little bit. You can touch your foot or let your hand rest on your shin. So around all of our muscles, we have this collection of fascia. And for a long time, scientists just thought that it was filler, that it didn't really do anything. But they're making a lot of discoveries about it now. And in fact, they think that they've classified it as an organ. So all the fascia, all that connective tissue all throughout our body is one organ. And it does a lot for us. It helps with our mobility, with our flexibility. So yin yoga kind of works on the connective tissue, the joints, the fascia, ligaments. But yin yoga is also about being quiet and learning how to be quiet. Quiet in our body, being still for long periods, but also using this as an opportunity to be meditative. And also noticing and discovering what this practice can do for our bodies. So you might feel really stiff when you start out doing a forward fold or any of the poses in yin. But then as you're here, you might find that the fascia actually starts to work a little bit more and you can bend a little bit further. Sometimes it can be really uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable to be silent. It can be uncomfortable to be with our thoughts for this long. The poses themselves can be uncomfortable. But we can also look for the good, look for what feels good. Now slowly walk your hands back up your leg, uncurl your back, and lift up your head last if you did bring it down a little bit. Now switch sides, bring your right foot in, left leg all the way out. Right foot is touching your inner thigh. Bring your hands slowly above your head again. Taking a big breath in as you do it. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand down to just hang out on your right knee. And then with your left hand, let it find the side of your face so that it rests in the palm of your hand. And then you can bring your foot, the sole of your foot to the floor and find a nice place for your elbow to hang out and rest. And then from here, you can open up the right side of your neck, letting your hand take it. It's supported by your leg and the earth below it. It can take it. So in Yin, we also work on letting go of all the other areas that we're not really working on at the moment. So it's a constant, you can do kind of a constant body scan, checking out like, oh, are my feet tensed up? They don't need to be tensed up. I can relax those. What about my brow? Is my brow furrowed? Is my tongue on the roof of my mouth? And then you can just work on letting all those other places in your body ease, feel a sense of ease, relax, breathe into them. Remember, if your thoughts are going all looping all around, you can always bring them back to your breath, to be in the present moment, or even the sounds and the feelings around you. Let go of your hand, bring your hand and your head back up to center, and then let your hand drop down. Let your leg go all the way back out. You may need to reposition yourself on your seat, your blanket or your pillow. And then fold over your leg, letting your hands travel down. They don't have to go super far. Let your right thigh and chin and knee relax. Your foot does not have to be flexed. It can be loose and just kind of hanging out. Breathe into your belly, into the center of your body. Even breaths in and out. You can play around with as you exhale, seeing if you can come down a little bit lower or not at all. One of the great things about Yin is that everybody looks different doing it. And it acknowledges that the founders of Yin kind of acknowledge that everybody's skeleton is different, everybody's genetics are different, everybody's bodies are different. And so a Yin pose might look totally different if we were all in a room together. Maybe none of us would be looking like this, doing the same thing. Or we wouldn't look exactly the same. You can notice where you're feeling alive in your body right now. Where do you feel energy? Where can you feel awareness in your body? And slowly walk your hands up. And then find a way to come onto your back. You might want to use a pillow or a blanket underneath your head to offer a little bit of support and cushioning. And any other prop you have, you can just put it on to the side of your mat or wherever you're doing this. So lay down gently with your feet in line with your hips, knees pointed up to the ceiling, hands at your side in a V shape. Take a few breaths here. Then bring your left leg up so your foot is resting on your right thigh. We're going to come on, in Yin we call this keyhole. Sometimes it's also called figure 4. Sometimes it's also called like a pigeon on your back. So this is a hip stretch. And you can modify this in any way you want. You could put a block or a book or something underneath your foot that's on the floor. Or you could pull your legs in towards your chest for a little bit more intensity. But I like it right here, just like this. Hands can go in a V shape, or you can hold your foot in place here. If you want a little bit more intensity, you can take your hand and push your thigh towards the wall in front of you, towards the front of the room. In the beginning, this may not feel like much, but as you're here, the intensity of it might feel more intense. Right? It might grow, or it could get easier. Everyone's body is different. I invite you to close your eyes or find a soft place to gaze on the ceiling. Focusing on your breath, even breaths in and out. Give yourself some space to think, to practice your meditation, to practice finding stillness, being in the present moment again and again. Let's switch to the other side, bringing your foot down. You can stretch it out, your left leg out long. Maybe even bring it into your chest for a moment. And then bring that foot to the floor. Right leg goes over the left thigh. Come into the same figure 4 position or keyhole position. You can wrap your hands around the inside of your thighs, or you can pull everything towards your chest. Or another option is to stay where you are right now. Pointing your thigh and your knee out to the wall in front of you, putting a little bit of pressure there and just seeing what that feels like. Noticing the sounds, the feeling of your foot on the mat or on the floor, the air in your space. And lower your foot back down to the floor. Again, taking any kind of movement you want to kind of stretch it out, bringing your knee into your chest or stretching your leg out super long. And then if you want, you can also take this time to do a little bit of a twist, coming over to the left with your knees, back to center, and then over to the right. Back up to center, and then take your Shavasana, bringing your legs all the way down to the floor, hands out to the side, either in a T shape or a V shape. You can think to yourself, how can I make myself 5% more comfortable in this moment? Even breaths in and out. You can elongate your out breath to make it a signal to your body that it's okay to relax. If your exhale is just 1 or 2 beats longer than your inhale, that lets your body know that you're okay, you're safe. You can relax. Shoulders melting into the mat, feet open wide. You can almost imagine that there's weights in your hands that make them open up wider to the sky. As you lay in Shavasana, I'll read you a poem. It's called Right Here by Dianne Anthony. Stop moving. Stand in one place, this place. Breathe slowly in, then out. Repeat. Repeat again. Let your shoulders sink and relax. Unclench your jaw. Slowly close your eyes. Listen for your heartbeat. Really listen. Feel it pulse in your fingertips. Lessen expectations. Underdo all your efforts. Requisition the time for your soul to catch up. Lean into the wind. Feel it like a tree and test the ground. Learn to trust the resilience. It would be treason to move quickly, left or right, from this place. It is all right to be exactly what you are, who you are, where you are. Right here, right now. Slowly bring some movement back into your legs, into your fingers and toes. And move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath. Maybe stretch out your whole body. Find some intuitive movement. And then come onto one side, pulling your knees up. Taking a big breath here. And then as you're ready, coming to a seat. Of course, if you want to stay in Shavasana, that's totally fine. If you'd like to end here. But if you want to come up and end the class with me, come to a seat. You can keep your eyes closed. Hands on your heart or somewhere on your body. Take a breath in and out. And thank yourself for coming to practice today. Think of one other thing, person, idea, concept, technology, anything that you can think that made it possible for you to be here. Take another deep breath in, and we'll all sigh it out at the same time. Inhale. Exhale together. Thanks for practicing with me today, everybody.
Oh,
I'll stick around if you have any questions.
oh, thank you, Amy. I love the poem also.
Oh, good. Yeah. I really like reading poems during
I like that one, especially the jaw clenching. I'm big on that. I need to be reminded. Great. Anybody have any questions or anything for Amy? Nope, everybody is saying thank you.
All right, awesome. I'll be back next month, early July, I think.
Yes, great.
All right.
I think you have me again.
Oh, and someone just asked where they can take my classes. I teach at Sangha Studio in Burlington, Vermont, and Move to Live Studio in Greenwich, New York, all online.
Okay, there we go. It's recorded, so we got it.
Okay.
Thanks, Amy. Good night, everybody.